morning, everybody. We're back at the tiny house, and today I think we're going to work on our little treehouse patio. So guys, we didn't record the deck build. There's a lot of videos on YouTube on how to build a deck. I'm not a professional carpenter, so I didn't bother with that. We just have a couple little items to finish up, and we're good to go. We've got a little bit of a mess going on here at the back of the tiny house because we just stuffed a bunch of stuff underneath this awning because it was raining. This is one of the things that stays here. You can never have enough storage, and this is where we keep a lot of our stuff that is too big to go inside the house, you know, barbecue stuff. Not a lot of overflow. Coolest thing about this patio is how big it is. Like, we have so much room for activities, don't you think, babe?
Yes, I love it.
And of course, we're completely surrounded by beautiful green trees, and if you look up, it's under a canopy, so we're completely shaded.
Okay, so we call it the treehouse because we built it around all of the trees, and it wasn't just for decorative purposes. We both love hammock camping and just hanging out in hammocks, and so our trees on our deck sort of are in a zigzag pattern where I think we can hang up to like 5 hammocks.
That's pretty awesome.
Deck. So we normally just have 2 because it's just, you know, Justin and I, but we have the capabilities if we have guests that also love to hammock as much as we do.
Should we hang 4 today? We have 4 hammocks. Let's hang all 4.
Maybe we should.
So here's tree 1, tree 2, over here is tree 3, there's tree 4, and there's tree 5. So as you can see, I still got to put a top board on this, and then I got to run a baseboard underneath.
I'm just driving around, running things to the trash pile, and we're cleaning up around our little decks. Sorry. Oh, God, are you okay?
I'm wounded.
He is. It's all my fault,
It's not your fault, baby. You're fine.
Oh, I feel so bad.
Hey, what do you think about this load you got?
I'm super glad this is the last time I'm going to look at it.
You guys know how it is, man. When you got a construction site, there's trash, there's garbage, and we built a house, we built this deck, and you know, it's time to get rid of it all.
Hope you're not waiting on me.
I am. Hold on. You like that torque?
Yeah. Not losing my love, am I?
No. We've got this old saw, and it's had a rough life, apparently. Whoever owned it before us kind of beat it up a little bit. Left it outside, so I'm just going to hit her with a little bit of knocker loose, because this is all rusty. Rusty, rusty, rusty. Here, hold up. Just hold it there. So we had a little help with this project, and we knew that this was going to be an issue. When we came back, one of these posts was severely off. I'm going to do a little redneck engineering on that to get it closer. So I'm a body man, and in the body world, when you have something that's bent or out of shape, you put it on the frame machine and you pull it. We're going to try a little bit of redneck pulling. What's up, buddy? I really should use a strap for this, but it is what it is.
Okay, it's snapping a little bit. Nice, that's good.
Right there?
Yeah. Well,
A little more?
no, not a little more, but now you have like an S bend that's happening, maybe a little less, and pull the one next to it a little more.
Yeah, we'll get that in a minute. Let me take a look. All right, yeah. All right, so yeah, it is a little much. Well, it worked. What do you think?
I think that was genius because as somebody that doesn't really ever work with metal and only works with wood, I never in a million years would have thought to pull it like that.
I don't think most people would, but that's how we do it in cars, so.
I think this post does need to go back, but we need to screw it into the end first so that I can have
A visual?
yeah, a visual of what the straight line's supposed to look like.
All right. Lock it down on the end, but only the end. Then I'm going to winch back, and hopefully the rigidity of this will help to straighten it out a little bit. Okay, so You just want to keep an eye on this line right here, sweet love.
Right there. Perfect.
Perfect?
Yeah. Perfect. And he's still got to hit it one more time.
Okay, so the reason I always do a little bit more, because in body work, you always over pull. You never under pull. So you pull past the point. So if you're stretching, you're like 10 millimeters off, you pull to 15 millimeters, and that will help you spring back to probably 8, and then you pull again. Hey, that actually worked out pretty well, man. That's I didn't think we were going to be able to fix that, but it worked perfectly fine. Okay, I've had this problem before. You cannot reach inside here to fiddle around and get your hopper to drop. So I'll come back in and put a piece of rubber around here. Here's the reason I'm doing it. It got wet. Now, what sucks about that is that this shouldn't get wet. It's just a wet mess. Okay, so how this works is you've got an auger that feeds these pellets in, and right there is a little rod that gets really hot, and when the pellets push up against it, it starts to ignite the pellets. So we got to run this for a minute to make sure it's going to run before I dump more stuff in there. I may need to clean this whole auger out. Seems like it's pushing good, and that should be okay. Get out of there. Perfect brats.
These are so juicy. I don't know how you do this. These are super juicy. I'm definitely gonna need a knife though. Good thing about this is it's so thick, you just kind of glue it on there.
It's some really thick stuff, huh? That's made for decks, right?
Uh-huh. So I'm just sitting down for a second because Justin came over and took over my painting duties for me, and I think he's gonna finish it up. So I'm just sitting here. I really cannot believe, I mean, the sun just came out, so it's a little dappled, the light, but it is so shady under this canopy. Oh my gosh. This porch is really cool. I love it. Are you done?
Painting's done.
Oh, yay! We're gonna kind of use this as our little gathering area when people come over to entertain. We usually have pretty decent weather, and it is so shady under this canopy. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I wish you guys could see what I'm looking at right now because it is super relaxing. All I want to do is put up our hammocks and just let it soak in. We got a lot done for today though. We had some good food. We made a lot of progress. We got to work together, which is our favorite. And we got to bring you guys with us. So thanks so much for joining us.